Comprehensive bulletin lined up for you, and some of the stories that we shall be taking a look at involve the COVID-19 vaccine as well as the BBI, amongst others. Remember, this is an interactive segment whereby you can interact with us on our Facebook handle at KBC Channel 1 or on our Twitter handle at KBC Channel 1 or at Jackie Wambiru. Now, to kick us off, a section of elders from the Mijikenda community in Kilifi County now want the government not to make it mandatory for every Kenyan to get the coronavirus vaccine, saying it should be voluntary. The elders affiliated to the Sauti ya Wazee wa Mijikenda community-based organization, while lauding the government's effort in the fight against COVID-19 disease, said making immunization mandatory will be a violation of people's freedom of choice. Now, Purity Museo has more details.
Many Kenyans have been questioning the safety of the coronavirus vaccine, even as the government and international health organizations, including the World Health Organization, stress it is safe. A section of elders drawn from the Mijikenda community have weighed in on the matter, saying vaccination should be optional.
Chanjo hii iwe ya hiari, isilazimishwe mtu, kwa sababu mgonjwa ndiye anayefuata tiba. Ikiwa hivyo, sisi hatuna wasiwasi. Lakini ikiwa itakuwa ya kulazimishwa, sisi kama wazee wa Kimijikenda tunapinga.
The Ministry of Health put in place measures to facilitate a seamless rollout of the vaccine once it is received in the country. Kenya has ordered 24 million doses of British-Swedish pharmaceutical company AstraZeneca. The first batch of vaccines will benefit high-risk population groups, including health workers, police, teachers, the elderly and the terminally ill. Purity Museo, Channel 1 News.
In other news, the late Bonchari legislator John Oro Oyoka will be buried on 26 February 2021. According to the local funeral committee chairman, Jeffrey Mogire, the ceremony will be held at Otierio Boys High School grounds in Soneka.
Mogire, who is also a chief officer with Kisii County, further announced the holding of two fundraisers in Nairobi and Soneka on February 24, 2021 to meet funeral expenses. He explained burial arrangements progressed smoothly upon coordination with the Parliamentary Service Commission Funeral Committee, chaired by Burabu legislator Ben Momanyi.
Siku ya sherehe ya mazishi ya kumwaga mwenzetu itakuwa ni siku ya Ijumaa tarehe 26 Februari. Hiyo ni Ijumaa ijayo katika uwanja wa shule ya upili ya Iterio.
Local leaders called for a peaceful send-off for the late MP and urged the mourners to keep divisive politics out of the funeral ceremony.
Wakati wa masisi tumesema kwamba tunataka amani, na mjumbe wetu Roho Yoka alikuwa Mkristo, kwa tunaomba kwamba wakati wa masisi tunataka amani na utaki fujo. Yote ambaye atakuwa na ufujo ama atakuwa na mambo ya siasa ama mambo mengine aongoje. Sisi kama watu wa Bonjari tumesema hatutaki mambo mingi kwa matanga.
Tumwage mzee wetu, mheshimiwa wetu ambaye tulikuwa tunampenda na ambaye amefanya kazi nzuri katika eneo letu la bunge la Bonchari. Tumwage kwa heshima inayostahili.
Oyoka succumbed to a stroke after a long hospitalization period at Kisumu City Health Facility last Monday. Timothy Kipnosu, Channel 1 News.
Well, may he rest in peace. Now, moving on, the Kenya Film Commission is exploring opportunities for collaboration with foreign missions in the country to sensitize local filmmakers on how to leverage on their creativity to tap investment opportunities. Acting Kenya Film Commission CEO Joshua Kwara says the partnerships will also facilitate the participation of local film producers in foreign festivals and inter-country competitions. Now, he was speaking in Nairobi during a stakeholder engagement forum with envoys from 8 countries and the European Union.
To build the capacity of our young filmmakers. We've talked about film empowerment so that we can empower the various actors, the various professionals in the film industry. So those are some of the areas. Then we'll be able to enhance it further. Netflix is a distributor in a digital platform. So it has enabled our filmmakers to go global. So even our current CEO works with Netflix. So this is a channel for us to reach out to the global audience through Netflix.
A humanitarian crisis has hit makeshift camps in Naivasha, Nakuru County, where hundreds of families from KCC village whose houses were demolished are sleeping in the cold. Tens of students have also dropped from school after the government brought down one of the largest informal settlements in Naivasha last weekend.
In KCC village that targeted those occupying rural land has left over 10,000 people homeless, with those affected camping in churches and the roadside. Margaret Wambiru, who is one of the affected persons, says nearly all children from the estate have dropped out of school.
Watoto shule tumeripa, hatujui tutaanzia wapi maisha. Si uniform, si nini, si chakula, hatuna.
Francis Mogane, another victim, said that they had lived in the estate for over 40 years and had not been served with any vacation notice.
Sisi tumezaliwa wengine hapa, tumelelea watoto wetu wengine, sisi tumeoa huku, hakuna mali tunaweza enda. Kinyanjui mali huko, kama watoto wako wenye tuko upande hii wa KCC. Utuangalie.
However, Naivasha Sub-County Commissioner Mutua Kisilu says the affected families had been served with an eviction notice 2 years ago, but many decided to ignore it. Youth leader Joseph Mora Kamjash described the condition in the makeshift camps as dire, calling on the government and humanitarian aid organizations to come to their rescue.
Tuwakuweza hata kutoa chakula chao ama vitu zao ndani. Wanalala njaa, watoto hawaendi shule. Ni njia gani tunaweza kusaidia watu? Niomba serikali yetu na kila mtu ambaye ni wania safi, hata NGOs, Red Cross, tafadhali waweze kuingilia, waweze kupatia watu nafasi ya chakula.
For Channel One News, I'm Jacqueline Masharia.
Well, now moving on, let's cross over to Mombasa County, where the National Assembly's Committee Budget and Appropriations, chaired by Kanini Kega, is addressing members of the Fourth Estate on the pre-budget review. Well, let's listen in.
Here today, early in the morning, the CS was
tonight on KBC Channel 1.
I have made an arrangement for Ashok's lover. Now the most important thing is to track down Ashok's mother. But how would it be possible? Ashok will never let us reach his mother.
ile siku ya double kwenye quickbid.co.ke tunakupa home theater na fridge.
Kama unataka home theater ni rahisi sana, enda kwenye lipa na M-Pesa, paybill number ekelea 4032353 4032353, account ekelea HT kama kodi ya home theater, fuatanisha na unique number.
Kama unataka fridge wekelea CM ndio kodi ya fridge, kisha fuatanisha na shilingi 20 peke yake, wekelea pin yako, na hivyo ndivyo utakuwa umekelea bid kwenye quickbid.co.ke. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya nini?
Chini kwa chini, ati chini kwa chini.
Jiunga na Quickbid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill, kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16, kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. Quickbid, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
Malaria ni ugonjwa hatari sana unaoua watu wengi hapa Kenya. Japo kuko na corona, hatari ya malaria bado iko. Mtoto huyu alikuwa na joto jingi, kutetemeka, kuumwa na viungo na uchovu. Alikimbizwa hospitali ya umma ambako sheria za COVID-19 huzingatiwa na ni salama kwa shughuli ya upimaji. Vipimo vilionyesha kuwa ana malaria na papo hapo daktari akampa dawa za malaria na kumshauri azimalize, na ili kujikinga wawe wakilala ndani ya neti iliyotibiwa. Malaria husambazwa na mbu. Walio hatarini ni watoto wa chini ya miaka 5 na akina mama wajawazito. Kupimwa na kutibiwa ni bure katika hospitali zote za umma. Usisahau adui malaria. Zero malaria huanza na mimi. Chukua jukumu leo. Komesha malaria. Ujumbe huu umeletwa kwenu na Wizara ya Afya.
Well, welcome back. Now, we do apologize for the technical hitch you just experienced. Now, Michael Mundig will be filing the story in our subsequent bulletins on the National Assembly Committee on Budget and Appropriations in conjunction with other stakeholders on the 2020-2021 budget implementation progress. Well, let's move on. Busia County Commissioner John Kuriri has directed the local administration whose jurisdictions are along the 21-kilometer railway line to carry out sensitization exercise to the community. The county commissioner at the same time called on the Kenya Railway Corporation to send surveyors on the ground to assess the situation before the commencing of the demolitions to pave way for the new railway line. Demolition of buildings along the railway line has been ongoing around the country in readiness for the resumption of the railway operations.
Eviction aina yote lazima surveyors waweze kufika mashinani ili tuhakikishe kwamba yale ambayo tunatekeleza tunatoa mtu ambaye ako nje ama aja encroach, lakini yale madogo kama mtu kuweka structure kidogo kama toilets vile tumeona njiani na mtu mwingine akaweka kasto, hiyo tumewambia lazima watoe.
Moving on, a 17-year-old girl from Likoni, Mombasa County is seeking financial assistance to enable her to undergo a kidney transplant in India. Zaituni Ali Nya from Mtongwe Girls Secondary School says she began experiencing body pains and hypertension early last year. She says her doctors have recommended that she undergoes an urgent double kidney transplant. Well, now moving on, a section of Lamu leaders have launched an aggressive campaign to drum up support for the Building Bridges Constitutional Amendment Bill to ensure that the country does not lose one of its constituencies if the bill flops. Well, we shall be bringing you that report later on. Moving on, Baringo County Hospital has unveiled a new maternal high dependency unit and a newborn unit built by Safaricom Foundation at a cost of 11 million shillings. The initiative is part of the foundation's program to increase access to quality maternal and child health services.
A Kenya demographic health survey shows Baringo County loses 375 mothers for every 100,000 births and 31 infants for every 1,000 born. In a bid to curb the trend, the Safaricom Foundation has built a newborn unit and a maternal high dependency unit at Baringo County Hospital.
Na msingi ya mradi ni kwamba tusipotoshe maisha ya mtoto wala maisha ya mama.
Safaricom Foundation trustee Rita Okudhe said the facility will boost access to quality maternal health care in the region. The 11 million shillings investment will see the hospital increase its bed capacity at the maternal high dependency unit from the current 8 beds to 36.
Haina haja ukae nyumbani ukitatatishwa ukiwa na shida, ila hali hospitali zipo, vifaa zipo, daktari wapo.
Baringo County Governor Stanley Kiptis termed the newly unveiled unit as a big milestone towards reducing maternal mortality rates, lauding the Safaricom Foundation for support.
Kupitia mradi huu tutapata kupunguza na hata kutokuwa na yeyote yule ambaye atapoteza maisha yake wakati ya kupata mtoto, na pia kwa sababu ya yale ambayo yamewekwa katika jengo hili, naeleza kwamba hatutapata kupoteza mtoto hata moja, kwa sababu hata wale ambao watasaliwa kabla ya miezi ama wakati ya kusaliwa, kuna nafasi ya kuwalinda na kuwachunga.
So far, counties in the Coast and Rift Valley regions have also benefited from similar units. Last year, the Safaricom Foundation also supported the country's Barwesa Health Center and Chamolingot sub-county hospitals by upgrading their newborn and maternity units respectively at a cost of 21 million shillings.
A section of Lamu leaders have launched an aggressive campaign to drum up support for the Building Bridges Constitutional Amendment Bill to ensure that the county does not lose one of its constituencies if the bill flops. Led by former Governor Issa Timami, the leaders called on the residents to ignore propaganda making rounds and support the BBI, saying it will benefit the county immensely.
Lamu County will be one of the biggest beneficiaries of the Building Bridges referendum bill if it sails through. Speaking at the beginning of a civic education on the BBI at Witu, former Governor Issa Timami said Lamu will retain the two constituencies despite having less population. The former governor said Lamu has a population of 143,000 people and it will be unfair to lose a constituency just because BBI was rejected, urging MCAs to pass the bill when it's tabled at the Assembly on Tuesday next week.
Ikiwa BBI haitapita, Lamu County tutapoteza one constituency. Itakuwa ni county moja ya constituency moja. Lakini kupitia BBI ziko counties fulani zimekuwa ring fenced ili kuhakikisha zile constituency ziko hatutapokonywa. Sisi tayari tumeachwa nyuma, na wakitupokonya a constituency hiyo itakuwa ni kuturudisha nyuma zaidi.
He dismissed claims that once the BBI goes through, there will be more legislators in parliament, hence ballooning the wage bill, terming it as a propaganda.
Unajua wale wanao criticize jambo kubwa wanasema we are ballooning the government. Mimi, my only question, what is the price of peace? Hii peace tuko nayo, what is the price? Can you put a price on peace? We cannot.
A host of coast leaders, including governors, MPs, senators, and MCAs, are expected in Lamu County on Saturday to campaign for the BBI. Suleiman Yeri, Channel 1 News.
On a separate matter, residents of Thika who have illegally built structures along the 24-kilometer Gitwanyaga ring road, which is under construction by the national government, have been told to vacate immediately to pave way for a smooth building process. Once complete, the road is expected to open up the area for development, including making the remote area habitable, thereby reducing housing challenges in Thika town.
Thika Member of Parliament Patrick Wainaina led a group of Kenya Urban Roads Authority officials in assessing progress for various roads under construction in the constituency. Wainaina decried that most reserves along the major road have been grabbed or sold by unscrupulous persons, unsuspecting land buyers, a move that could hamper the construction process. The legislature say the government is committed to complete the various roads projects in 30 months, a timeline that can only be achieved if there is good collaboration with the locals.
Thika Town CBD, we have about 13 kilometers, and those 13 kilometers, we are going to have even what we call the pathways. We are going to have proper drainage done. We want to mark those roads. We want to put beautification. We want to do trees in Thika Town. So basically, we are going to have Thika Town like a renewed town, and I think this is very, very important for our people.
Residents from both Thika and Gatunyaga express optimism of ease of movement, which they say will facilitate economic growth.
Kila mahali hapa Kiambu, kila mahali hapa Thika Town tumeona transformation, sababu zote hata huko chini saa hizi zinatengenezwa, kipanda pande ile ingine, kuna ingine bado naona zinatengenezwa huko, so we appreciate for the good work we have done.
Saa hii hata nikilipa kodi sasa sitasikia nikiwa mnyonge ama nikifinyika. Nimeona ile shilingi yangu nalipa ya kodi ni kweli inafanya kazi.
At the same time, residents have been urged to build residential homes in the area, since land value at Gatunyaga area has drastically skyrocketed since construction of the roads commenced. Patricia Waidera for Channel 1 News.
Well, allow me to take a step back. A 17-year-old girl from Likoni, Mombasa County is seeking financial assistance to enable her to undergo a kidney transplant in India. Zaituni Ali Nya from Mtongwe Girls Secondary School says she began experiencing body pains and hypertension early last year. She says her doctor has recommended that she undergoes an urgent double kidney transplant.
Now from Mtongwe Girls Secondary School. Zaituni is a firstborn child in a family of 7. Zaituni has just got home from a dialysis session. Her mother, Oba Mohamedia, says Zaituni has been sick since early last year.
Ilianza mwaka uliopita kama mwezi wa 3 huko. Tukaenda hospitali vidogo vidogo hivi, alafu ndo baadaye yule daktari akasema pressure yake mbona yuko hivi, kuna shida huyo anayo. Ndo tukaenda hapo alivolazwa, ndo akaambiwa figo zimfeli mtoto.
Ever since, her health has continued to deteriorate.
Na saa yote atiwa damu. Saa zote atiwa damu. Hivi juzi nilitafuta damu nikipata. Ikaenda kipimwa. Wenyewe hatuna pesa. Natoa shilingi ngapi? Ninabambanya katoa pesa ya damu 3,000. Nikifika naambiwa damu ina expire, haifai. Na hivi hana damu huyo. Ana 5.2.
Uba says it has been a hectic year as she has had to balance between catering for her daughter's medical needs and preparing her 6 siblings for school every morning.
Mimi naamka saa 9:30 feri ya kwanza na mwanangu, halafu narudi nyumbani, halafu najatayarisha ingine ende skuli, halafu narudi tena dialysis nikamchukue dawa pia shida.
The family is appealing for help in raising 3 million shillings to enable Zaituni undergo a double kidney transplant in India.
Daktari anasema ataka milioni 3 ndo asafirishwe ende akatue figo. Sisi tuwaomba serikali itusaidie, hatuna uwezo. Itusaidie mwanangu aikue figo, itusaidie na matibabu Ndio tuomba serikali, tuomba msaada wao serikali tusaidie, wanisaidie, wanione huruma, mimi sina uwezo.
Well wishers can channel their financial support through mobile number 0710506525. For Channel 1 Lunchtime News Weekend from Mombasa County, I am Anburu.
A human rights organization based in Samburu County has kicked off a return to school campaign to ensure that children who are yet to report back to school do so. Samburu Girls Foundation Director Dr. Josephine Kulea noted that many girls and boys in the Lolmolog village have not yet reported to school despite the government's directive that no child should remain at home. Speaking where she donated 250 buckets with instant filters to ensure that the community consumes clean water, Kulea has challenged parents to ensure that girls who are currently pregnant go back to school after they have given birth.
We were in one of the schools where we had a meeting and the teachers were saying so many girls and boys have not come back to school, and that has been one of our topics today, to ask parents to let children go back to school, and especially even girls who are pregnant. We've encouraged them that once they give birth they can be allowed to go back to school. So because education is really important to all communities.
Na tumeitikia tutasunguka manyota sote kurudisha watoto wale hawajarudi kwa shule. Tunashukuru sana, tunasema asante, ametuletea msaada, ametuletea mabuckets ya kushishunga maji ya kunywa. Tunashukuru sana kwa sababu tunakunyanga maji mbaya ile imekanyangwa na ng'ombe na ile vitu ya porini. Wamekanyanga hiyo maji, tunakunywa tu hiyo maji chafu kila siku. Lakini tunashukuru sasa ametuletea maji safi.
On another matter, the Kenya Medical Training College, in collaboration with the National Government Constituency Development Fund, has awarded 101 needy students in Isiolo North constituency with full medical scholarships. The beneficiaries, who are spread across 70 KMTC campuses in the country, are experiencing various courses in the medical field. Now, the initiative was attended by the local government leaders and is aimed at ensuring homegrown healthcare workers in the remote areas of Isiolo County.
Mwema. Lakini wale ambao wanaona mafao ama benefits nzuri ni wale ambao watoto wao wanasomeshwa. Wanafunzi 80 wanapata full scholarship. Mimi nilisema shule zangu zote nitafunga nije kusherehekea mambo kama haya. To me, this is the biggest investment ambayo imefanyika, to invest in people, to invest kwa Kenya ya kesho.
Maendeleo yetu ni masomo, tunataka daktari, tunataka dokta, tunataka walimu, kitu tunataka wamama masomo.
And the government have invested a lot. Lastly, I would like to thank once again our area MP. Always, mtoto kama akikusa shule, I always talk to him, especially national schools. Kwa watoto national schools ikitokea, wengi hawapati pesa. Na always we talk to him and always anapatia bursary, anapatia full scholarship.
Hundreds of youth in Likuyani sub-county, Kakamega County, participated in the ongoing KDF recruitment drive as the department cautioned the job seekers to avoid being lured by unscrupulous individuals to part with money for a job slot. Speaking during the recruitment exercise at Kongoni Primary School, Lieutenant Kano George Gishuhe at the same time dismissed claims of bribery and lauded the youth for turning up in large numbers to try their luck in the military.
We are to recruit youth freely and fairly and give all the youth an equal chance of being selected. It's just that there are very many who will meet the criteria, but not all will be selected.
News residents of Likuyani constituency in Kakamega County are calling on local leaders to intervene and ensure a police officer accused of sodomizing schoolboys is prosecuted for the crime. During protest demanding legal action, the aggrieved residents said the officer attached to Matunda police station is threatening his victims, who are aged between 12 and 20.
Residents of Lukiani constituency in Kakamega County are up in arms saying a police officer attached to Matunda police station is still working scot-free and is terrorizing locals.
Tumeandamana kama raia wa Matunda tukitaka haki itendeke, sheria ifuate mkondo wake.
Wanawake Matunda hii ni wengi sana kushinda wanaume. Sasa tunashinda huyu mwanaume kweli kabisa. Anatafuta nini kwa watoto wadogo na watoto wanaume na wanawake tumejaa huku.
During protest demanding the arrest of Spencer Kibet, the angry residents accused local law enforcers to turn a blind eye to the issue.
Hajafanya vizuri hata kidogo, na wasijaribu kutumia lugha kutuambia Spencer ameshikwa na hajashikwa. Tunataka tuone Spencer akiwa ndani, kesi afanye akiwa ndani. Wamama wenye tunabeba mimba tunasikia uchungu sana kwa hilo jambo.
They are calling on area leader, including Member of Parliament Dr. Enoch Kibugachi and Kakamega Governor Wycliffe Oparanya to intervene.
Tunataka tu amani hapa ni Matunda, tunataka amani sababu watoto wetu wakiuka tutawaficha wapi? Hata mimi ni mzazi. Mimi ni mzazi, niko na mtoto kijana, in fact vijana wawili. Sasa surely hata sitakuwa na amani mtoto wangu akitembea huko nje.
Reporting for Channel 1 News, I'm Esther Wanjiku.
From that, residents of Motarakwa village in Limuru, Kiambu County woke up to a rude shock after a body of a 25-year-old man was found dumped along the Nairobi-Nakuru highway at Mai Mahiu. Now, locals have expressed fear over what they termed as rampant insecurity cases in the area, claiming it is not the first incident to be witnessed, urging security officers to pull up their socks. Police officers have since moved the body to Tigoni mortuary.
Mambo ya usalama imesoroteka sababu simesikia kuna watu wanauawa wanakuja kutupwa. Huyo mzee ametupwa kutoka huko bahari, amekuja hapa akatupwa kwa shimo akakuriwa. Huyo kijana wetu ameuawa hapa. Sasa mambo ya usalama imesoroteka.
Hapo ndio tunaomba serikali na security iweze kuingilia na kuangalia usiku vile mambo inaendelea, kwa sababu watu wengi hapa wale tumepokea hapa ni wanatoa gobali wanaletwa hapa.
Somali security forces have closed most roads in the capital, Mogadishu, ahead of planned anti-government protests. Special forces have also been deployed on roads leading to Daljika Dahsun Monument, the venue of the protests.
Opposition parties want President Mohamed Abdullahi Farmajo to leave office after his term expired last week. Talks on how to proceed with elections have hit a deadlock after the government noted that militiamen allied to the opposition on Thursday night attacked army positions in Mogadishu at a hotel close to the presidential palace. The opposition says two former presidents were staying at the hotel when it came under attack by security forces. Elsewhere, French President Emmanuel Macron has called on Europe and the US to urgently send up to 5% of their coronavirus vaccine supplies to the developing nations. Macron told the Financial Times the failure to share vaccines fairly would entrench global inequality, as majority of vaccinations have been administered by high-income countries so far.
The National Youth Council and Kenya Airways have launched a mentorship program for graduate youths with a business background. Principal Secretary in the State Department of Youth in the Ministry of ICT Innovation and Youth, Julius Kuriel, said the program is a practical skills strategy that seeks to raise levels of economic growth by offering structured, consistent and continuous business community engagement with the youth.
To inspire and nurture youth talent in the country, the National Youth Council and the Kenya Airways have launched the Accelerate program, which targets to mentor 5,000 business graduates this year. Principal Secretary in the State Department of Youth in the Ministry of ICT, Innovation and Youth, Julius Korir, says the program will boost innovation among the youth and create new technological and non-technological business advances.
This is a program where young people will be presented with real problems that are affecting businesses, and then together with the corporates like Kenya Airways, who are here with us today, they co-create solutions to those problems, and once acceptable, the corporate will implement and be able to improve their bottom line, and through that the young people also get practical experiences for jobs, so that now they can build their CVs and become more job ready.
National Youth Council CEO Roy Sasaka Telewa lauded the initiative, saying it will accelerate the transition of Kenya to an innovation-led and knowledge-based economy.
The young people are actually part at the center of co-creating the solution. So we believe that with all other corporates on board, we are going to roll out, and it's not on the 5,000 is just the minimum number that we've already engaged, that we're already looking to roll out, but we're looking at bigger numbers to actually provide that opportunity for the young people.
As they continue to get more and more experience, not just for us as Kenya Airways, but also for just generally for them to be able to go out there in the job market, or even employ themselves and create something for themselves.
Ben Chumba, reporting for Channel 1 News.
Still on health matters, over 4,000 community health workers in Kiambu County have benefited from a donation of comprehensive health kits from the county government as emergency tools to be used in responding to cases of non-communicable diseases. Kiambu County government, who spoke while delivering the donations in Kiambu County town, challenged the government to consider putting community health workers on the payroll, vowing to initiate a bill in Parliament that will see them appreciated with a stipend for the service to the communities.
Zile kits ni vile vitu tulikuwa tunaomba kutoka 2007 hadi wa leo tulikuwa tunaziomba. Kwa sababu ya nini? Unaweza kuta mgonjwa amekatwa, huwezi saidia kitu yoyote, ama first aid unaweza kumfanya, ni lazima uite huyo nurse ama daktari. Lakini
we also want first class service to our people. Tunataka mtu akiingia kwa hospitali apewe heshima, apewe ile respect na apewe treatment ambao inatakikana.
And in the world of business, the county government of Nakuru has stepped up efforts to have industrialists and farmers within the devolved unit supplied with affordable geothermal energy in a fresh bid to make power costs competitive as Nakuru town inches closer to the much anticipated city status. Governor Lee Kenyanjui says cost-effective means of extracting geothermal power for manufacturing and agriculture-related processes would lower electricity prices for industrialists and farmers and are meant to boost economic growth.
Nakuru County Government and the Geothermal Development Company have set up a joint committee for implementation of a framework that will ensure the venture is successful. Over 120 local and foreign firms have reportedly expressed interest in setting up manufacturing entities at the proposed National Naivasha Industrial Park and specific special economic zones within the devolved unit, banking on low cost of electricity.
And our main work was to ensure that all the components necessary for the industrial park to take place have been put in place. To this extent, matters to do with community engagement, matters to do with necessary county facilitation have all been put in place.
Governor Kenyanjui says construction of a 3 billion shillings international airport at Lanet is on course and will be done in 2 phases. The first phase involves rehabilitation of the runway, a fence,
construction of taxiways and terminals, a military lounge, an air rescue center, and a firefighting building. The second phase entails expanding the runway from 1.7 kilometers to 3.6 kilometers.
We are continuing with all other necessary upgrade measures, whether it's the fire engine, the airport, offices, and all the necessary infrastructure, so that finally when the city comes, it is not just a name. There's an accompanying infrastructure to respond or to correspond with the elevated status.
Farmers in Kainuk, Turkana County believe erratic supply of farm inputs could help them boost production. The farmers speaking to our reporter, Alana Oko, stated that inconsistent demand for farm produce is the other challenge they face.
An uncommon sight to behold in one of the driest parts of the country. Here in a farm near Kainuk town, Turkana County, crops are flourishing. Farmers here are effectively helping reduce the region's food insufficiency. Here, the World Food Programme puts malnutrition levels at 26.5%.
Turkana kabisa iko na chakula. Hakika iko na chakula. Ambao serikali, naomba serikali ijaribu kutuangalia sana.
The county government is trying a lot. For now, we are in a cattle irrigation scheme. It is an irrigation scheme of carrying 2,300 farmers already. And there is an extension of another land for irrigation that will accommodate another 500 farmers.
The county government of Turkana has been spearheading efforts to have residents embrace crop farming against cultural and economic challenges, which has helped many start model farms like this one.
The county government is trying all means of training farmers, and we have also the tractors that help the farmers in cultivating the farm, especially in removing the pro-office that is becoming a challenge, especially in the farms.
Amid the boom, however, farmers believe that desired levels of success will be higher if they secured a steady supply of farm inputs.
Tulikuwa tunahitaji kama kuna watalii kama sasa wenyewe wametutembelea, tunahitaji badala kukua kwa mambo ya wanyama peke yake, wakuja watutembelee si hapa kwa mambo kama ya maembe, watutafutie pia soko. Kama sasa hata hiyo ugonjwa kama iko, hawa ndio wanatufunza, wanatusaidia tufanye namna hii. Kama saizi hizi mamiti saizi inahitaji vitu kama kupuruniwa, sisi hatujui, lazima tuwe na mwalimu mwenye atatufunza.
Kutusupport shamba kama hili nimesema inahitaji maji. Isukumwe maji, angaliwe nitapataje maji ya kunitoshelesha kwa mahitaji yangu.
Alana Oko, Channel 1 Business, Turkana County.
The Kenya Bureau of Standards has approved 10 new standards outlining safe use, storage, transportation and disposal of petroleum and liquefied petroleum gas products. The new standards provide specifications for liquefied petroleum gas mountable burners and cylinder grills and safe disposal of cylinders found not fit for use. Here are the details of these and other stories in our corporate briefs.
Over the last 1 year, 44 incidents involving LPG and petroleum tankers rollover and spillages and LPG cylinders were recorded. Now, specifications on transportation modes, storage and distribution, codes of practice for LPG and requirements for road tankers used to transport flammable liquids have been developed. The new standards are expected to address the problem of fire disasters due to accidents involving LPG and other petroleum products, road tankers overturning on transit, and cylinder explosions. Elsewhere, farmers in Yatta, Kitui County are set to benefit from drought-tolerant seed varieties of green grams, cowpeas and sorghum worth 4 million shillings donated by Absa Bank Kenya. The initiative is aligned to the government and private sector's commitment to being a force for good in the society, sustainably and collectively bringing the possibilities of communities to life.
And I believe the multiplier effect for this, I think, is going to be coming to approximately 6 million kilograms as a result, as a yield. It's a great multiplier.
And the adage that show me how to fish and I'll fish all the time, then give me the fish and I'll eat it that day and it will be the end. what. So, Carol, thank you so much that you accepted, and today you have made good your promise.
Kitui County Governor Charity Ngilu called on corporate organizations and individuals to collaborate towards alleviating the chronic food insecurity challenge affecting communities. Finally, Communications and Marketing firm WPP Scan Group has suspended its Chief Executive Officer Bharat Thakra and Chief Finance Officer Satyabrata Das over allegations of gross misconduct and abuse of office. In a statement, the company's board of directors said it had reached the agreement to suspend the two in order to allow for investigations into the alleged misconduct. Scan Group board has handed executive roles to Alec Graham in an interim capacity. The company has therefore advised shareholders and investors to be cautious when dealing in the company's securities. Betty Kiptum, Channel 1 Business.
Other news, pastoralists in arid and semi-arid areas have been urged to destock as the areas are expected to receive depressed rainfall in the coming long rain season. Now, Meteorological Department Director Stella Aura says farmers in parts of northern and eastern Kenya should also liaise with the Ministry of Agriculture to access drought-resistant seedlings in preparation for the planting season.
With the long rains fast approaching, herders in northern and eastern counties have been urged to reconsider destocking as the areas are expected to receive below average rainfall. According to the weatherman, the rainfall in the arid and semi-arid region will be suppressed this year, and the regions should consider procuring seed for fast maturing crops. Pastoralist community will also have to plan for supplementary feeds and alternative sources of water as depressed rains will affect pasture production. However, the cost of living in the country is expected to stabilize as above average rainfall is expected in the country's traditional food basket regions. The veterinary service has been advised to start Rift Valley fever vaccinations in areas expected to experience flooding to prevent an outbreak. Tanzania and Uganda, which are Kenya's key food import nations, are expected to have above average rainfall over the same period. Benson Dropa reporting for Channel 1 Business.
The Nigerian government plans to sell a number of properties to finance its 2021 national budget. Nigeria has categorized 36 properties into 5 departments to be sold. Here are the details of these and other stories making headlines in Africa.
The projects that the Nigerian government expects concession or sale between January 2021 and November 2022. The properties include the Abuja Environmental Protection Board, the Abuja International Conference Center, some unnamed refineries, the Transmission Company of Nigeria, Abuja Water Board, Nigerian Film Corporation. The transfers vary in terms of co-investor sales, while some will be in the form of share sales. Nigeria's Bureau of Public Enterprise said the investors could be individuals, films, Nigerians or foreign nationals. The West African country plans to borrow $14.69 billion from both domestic and foreign resources. Meanwhile, Ivory Coast lost 116,000 acres of forest in its cocoa growing regions in 2020, despite the loss industry pledges to halt deforestation. The West African country is the world's top cocoa producer, but has lost more than 85% of its forest cover since 1960, mainly due to cocoa farming. The area deforested last year showed some improvement from 2015, when about 148,000 acres were being destroyed annually. Major chocolate companies and industry leaders, along with the governments of Ivory Coast and Ghana, pledged in 2017 to eliminate the production and sourcing of cocoa from protected forests and national parks.
Huawei is turning to technology for pig farmers as it deals with tough sanctions on its smartphones. Now, the Chinese telecoms firm was stopped from accessing vital components after the Trump administration labeled it a threat to U.S. national security. Along with artificial intelligence technology for pig farmers, Huawei is also working with the coal mining industry. Here are the details of this and other stories making headlines across the globe.
Former U.S. President Donald Trump claimed Huawei can share customer data with the Chinese government, allegations the telecom firm has repeatedly denied. As a result, the world's largest telecoms equipment maker has been limited to making 4G models, as it lacks U.S. government permission to import components for 5G models. Huawei smartphone sales plunged 42% in the last quarter of 2020 as it struggled with a limited supply of microchips due to the sanctions. Huawei has also been locked out of the development of 5G in a number of countries, including the UK, amid fears over national security. Meanwhile, Facebook is facing mounting criticism after it blocked news content in Australia amid a dispute with the government over a planned law. The law will force tech giants to pay for news content on their platforms. Facebook says the legislation fundamentally misunderstands its relationship with publishers, but politicians, publishers and rights groups in several countries have accused it of bullying and raised concerns over access to information. Under Facebook's new rules, Australian users are blocked from viewing and sharing local and international news, while local publishers are restricted from sharing or posting any links on their pages. Finally, Barclays has reported a big drop in annual profits, having set aside billions of pounds for loans expected to turn sour due to the pandemic. The bank reported a 30% fall in pre-tax profits to £3.1 billion for 2020, down from £4.3 billion in 2019. It was forced to set aside £4.8 billion to cover loans unlikely to be paid back amid the economic fallout of COVID-19. The bank has been one of the biggest providers of emergency loans during the coronavirus crisis, having given some £27 billion worth to businesses. Barclays warns that pandemic-related costs would remain high throughout the coming year, but that it expected loan loss charges to be materially below last year's hit.
Arena Manchester United head coach Ole Gunnar has said that his side is out to correct last season's Europa League mistakes after they took a huge stride towards the last 16 by thrashing Real Sociedad 4-0 in Turin. Elsewhere, Bukayo Saka equalized for Arsenal to grab an important away goal in a 1-1 draw against Benfica in the Europa League last 32 tie in Rome.
Bruno Fernandes scored a brace to help Manchester United secure a 4-0 win over Real Sociedad in the UEFA Europa League last 32 first leg, played in the Allianz Arena in Turin last night.
Looking to flick it over the top for Bruno Fernandes. Out comes Ramiro. Bruno Fernandes, open goal. Manchester United picking them off on the counter. It's a super ball. Rashford, 3-0. He's got a couple to aim for. And James goes on and doesn't need anybody.
Elsewhere, Arsenal youngster Bukayo Saka continued his excellent form this season as he scored his 6th goal of the campaign to cancel out PZ's penalty goal in a 1-1 draw against Benfica at the Stadio Olimpico in Rome.
And the bottom corner is found by Pichi, who scores in the Europa League. Here's Aubameyang. There could be a chance now as Cedric plays it across into the middle. Bukayo Saka is there.
In other matches played last night, Tottenham Hotspur's 8 Hofsberger 4-1. Leicester City played out to a barren draw against Slavia Praha, while AC Milan settled for an 0-2 draw away to Red Star Belgrade. Meanwhile, Roma secured a 2-0 win over Sporting Braga, while Napoli stamped to a 2-0 defeat to Granada. The second leg of the ties will be played Thursday next week.
Well, that brings us to the end of our bulletin this afternoon. Thank you for keeping it Channel 1. Well, for more news, check out our website at kbc.co.ke. My name is Jackie Wambiru. Our sign language interpreter has been Lucy Mauro. Enjoy the rest of the day.
Vera Beauty College. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, with branches in Nairobi, Eldoret, Thika and Meru. Did you know that we are a TVET approved institution? We offer courses in fashion design, interior design in soft furnishing, event decoration, flower arrangement, event planning, hairdressing, barbering and dreadlocks, beauty therapy, makeup, nail technology, spa massages, teaching skills, TOT, solo business management, and many more. Register now and visit our website on www.verabeautycollege.com. You can also call on 0725 923 550 Nairobi branch, 0728 087 689 Eldoret branch, 0722 22 7428 Thika branch, 0725 000 706 Meru branch. Vera Beauty and Fashion College, a TVET approved institution.
Leo ni ile siku ya double kwenye quickbid.co.ke. Tunakupa home theater na fridge.
Kama unataka home theater ni rahisi sana. Enda kwenye lipa na M-Pesa. Paybill number ekelea 4032353. 4032353. Account ekelea HT kama kodi ya home theater, fuatanisha na unique number.
Kama unataka fridge, wekelea CM. CM ndio kodi ya fridge, kisha fuatanisha na shilingi 20 peke yake. Wekelea pin yako na hivyo ndivyo utakuwa umekelea bid kwenye quickbid.co.ke. Bidhaa bora kwenye bei ya nini?
Chini kwa chini. Chini kwa chini.
Jiunga na Quickbid ni rahisi. Enda kwenye M-Pesa, bonyeza paybill kisha weka business number 4032353. Kwenye account weka kodi ya bidhaa unayotaka na bid yako ya chini zaidi. Kwa mfano TV 16, kisha weka shilingi 20 tu kama idadi yako. Weka bid yako pia kwenye www.quickbid.co.ke. Kumbuka, bid ya chini zaidi ya kipekee ndio hununua. Quickbid, bidhaa bora kwa bei ya chini.
To get Matthew chapter 7 verse 7 as your skiza tune, dial star 811 star 817 hash.
Matthew 7:7. Ask and it shall be given to you. Seek and you will find. Knock and it shall be opened to you. For everyone who asks receives, and he who seeks finds, and to him who knocks the door is opened for him.
To get skiza tune, dial star 811 star 817 hash. Star 811 star 817 hash.
Tonight on KBC Channel 1.
Basi ina maana wewe ni mkurugenzi.
Basi hata huyo mkurugenzi mwenyewe akiniona hiyo anipigia magoti.